Hello, hello. We have got PGA Tour 2K25 going on tonight, and I listened to the vote as promised. We are playing the TGC Platinum Exhibition event tonight. We're gonna put a little bit of a pause on our ranked duos gameplay for the time being. Probably get back to it next week if I had to guess. But yeah, the people wanted plat. So we're gonna give that a go tonight. Probably warm up with something first and then dive on in. It'll just be good to stay in shape, so to speak. Because I think next week we've got stuff with Revan's tournament coming back around. So we'll be obviously diving into those rounds. September's got some Ryder Cup stuff in the works, so be tuned there. I'll try and remind you guys, especially once we have like full-on information. So as always, I'll try and update you guys on stream. I'll definitely update you all in Discord. That's the best place to find announcements. I used to post them on Twitter. Twitter just, stuff gets buried and missed. I feel like Discord is much straighter line to people. So okay, so East Lake, see, that one's like at least easy enough. It's one round. The 20 foot plus putt is the part that I might not get, and that's the only thing there. And they won Quail Hollow and Lululemon. Okay, I mean, it's a bunch of stuff I mostly don't care about. But Busey, good evening. How are we doing? Good evening, Yeet. Welcome back. Hope you're both doing well. Okay, so just to double check, I believe since we are beyond the end of the PGA Tour season, I'm not expecting challenge updates. Pretty much outside of the seasonal changes. So we're pretty well still very early into the into the third season at this point. So don't foresee anything going on there. Let's see about getting warmed up. I guess we'll play the back nine of CC because I think we played the front nine on Monday. So we'll play the back nine of round one, and then it's probably just full send the 4 rounds. $72, $78. Apparently this stuff is super easy if you're like mega dialed. We're using it as our warm-up, so I don't come out the gates, you know, hot. I don't know. I'm sure some people can just boot up the game and start firing. I feel like I need a little bit before I start seeing things the way that I'd like to. It's not bad though for a first swing. I'm gonna regret not using the choked. So that's set pretty soft, huh? %57%. 4% over, my goodness. So I must have vastly underread it if I'm 4% over and we're sinking. Again, that's what I'm saying. I need warm-ups. Personally. But yeah, it'll be good to get the competitive juices flowing to a certain extent. I mean, it'll probably be pretty chill because it doesn't actually count for anything. But it'll be good just to get reads on things, you know? Try and try and see things. That's 2 back-to-back where I left it open. Interesting. Richie Omar. What's going on? $28, $25, or 20. I feel like the regular FOP could still be okay. It's a good judgment call, good up and down. Working time has run way fast today. Well, that's good. That's good. The worst is when you're working and time isn't moving. So sounds like either not a bad day or just a very, very chaotic day. But either way, you're through it quick. So that's all that really matters. A few more days till your Longhorns hopefully beat the Buckeyes, Matt. I can get behind that. I can get behind that. I hate the Buckeyes. Loathe entirely. I know that you're supposed to. That's the hard thing with college football is everything's so schedule dependent, and I know I'm supposed to, you know, root for Ohio State because of conference and head-to-heads and all that stuff, but I'll just stick to my way with every other sport, and that is hope that your rivals get defeated always. Yeah, what's going on, JB? Hope all is well with you today. That's how it should be. I think so too. I hate all the I hate that it's in such a way that it's like, well, we play them, so we want to beat them, but we want them to beat everybody else. I just want my enemies to always always be defeated, you know? Is that so much to ask? Don't care who they play, I just always want them to lose. Being in Ohio, it's tough seeing that ugly logo everywhere. Well, they're one of those brands that's everywhere regardless. I mean, I'm sure it's worse in Ohio. But my in-laws' neighbors are Ohio State fans. It's like, just can't get away from it. Just can't get away. So that is cutting a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Still low. Still low. I'm gonna try something. Ooh. Ooh. That's too short, but I think if you do something like this. It's not bad. And it's not bad. I mean, I definitely see how people got to the scores that they did. Par 5. See, I always get nervous with these because, like, first bounces and everything, it's still going to go long just because of the length of club that we're taking. So it's almost like you need to take something like this. And try and... Oh, tree don't... Dang. Tree knocked it down. Because you're like trying to hit the fairway and bounce it up. I don't know. Still something that I'm trying to work out a little bit. Okay, partials are tough. Partials are tough for that. Okay. I like that. Yeah, I think as soon as we finish this, we just roll into round 1 of plat. I don't think there's any point in like trying to stretch the warm-up out a little bit longer. Swing feels pretty good. I mean, we're missing some stuff, but hey, good day, boss guy. Played too much cut. Still trying to figure those out. Still trying to figure those out. 31 feet. Oh man, that's close. That is very close. Alright, par 3 to finish. Let's finish strong, and then we'll just dive straight into plat, and we'll take it from there. Okay, 216, 222 into the mid to high 20s. Just kind of there. That's too short. Baby draw. There's the baby draw. I mean, we dialed up the distance correctly. I mean, we dialed up the distance correctly, so you know, that's just getting that kick and roll correct. So I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. All right, here we go. Plat time. Oh man, I'm relieved that we got yesterday's performance stuff figured out for Star Wars. It's a shame that even so far after the game's launch, the optimization is not great. It's enough that I probably could have ran it without much issue. But with streaming, that really throws a wrench in it. I'm just glad that we got that resolved, so hopefully tomorrow we can just dive in with no issues. Okay, so plat exhibition this week, Thistledown, Scotland by Arctic Fury. So Arctic Fury, not normally a designer that we see on TGC Tours, but his courses always look very, very good. So they've got us playing from the tips, high winds out of the east, very firm, extremely firm, and fast. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully we can hit some good approach shots, hit some smart approach shots. Very firms and extremely firms. Oh boy. All right, I think driver with the very firm fairway is gonna be okay here. I think we're gonna be more than okay with that. Sure, it's gonna get some kick, it's gonna get some roll, but we've got room to work. $192. That's with our 6-iron, but we've got tailwind. So this is where things get a little bit interesting. Because it's extremely firms, 8-iron is going to go there. 7-iron is going to carry us somewhere just shy of the green. So if I fade it and I loft it, try and hit the very firm into the upslope, I feel like that's kind of the best we can get. I shaped quite a bit off of it. Yeah, I mean, if we try and take the 7-iron straight at it and land on the green, like, I don't know what goes less distance. All right, 7-iron land on an extremely firm green instead of the very firm. Like, I don't know where the break even on that is. 53%. Underswung it by 1%, so we'll see. It's probably low. No. We're in there. We're out the gate with an eagle. All right. So if that's down 54, okay, so big elevation swing here, which means if I take full driver off the tee, I think we're long. So we'll try and bunt this out there a little bit. I'm okay with it being short. I feel like with how downhill it is, I just want to have room on the fairway. Maybe it was a little bit too passive because now we do have a very long approach shot here. So that's a bit of a misjudgment. Why gonna land back in there? I think if we get this, I think what we want to have happen is something like this and then like get a little bit of overpower. Oh, that's not ideal. I don't know. My reason for the overpower was because of that big slope. I don't really know. $64. Yeah, a little bit of an overswing. All right. Makes sense that we'd be overswinging something of that length. I feel like I messed that one up a little bit off the tee, make it harder for myself. This one now, yeah, this is no fault of my own. This is just where we're landing. Now, this is very firm, but I feel like it's so steep that these are the ones that die. So definitely need to be mindful of these ones. $203, 200, 188. Okay, this is kind of what we were just talking about with how it can be tough. I'm gonna try and play this one into that upslope, but it's a 5-iron. So my hope is that there is enough momentum to kick up. Nope, see, that's how steep it is. That's always so crazy. There's a certain point where it just stops. And maybe it's because it's a headwind as well. I feel like with extremely firm fairways, or extremely firm greens rather, you can't really go after that with the chip. So yeah, there is where it's like, do you just try for it and land it on the green? Or do you try and play the slope? I truly don't know what the right answer is. Downhill and it's gonna bounce, but what's the... It's 416, we should be okay. Not sure what happened there, but doesn't make for a bad shot. 286. And we've got wind at the back. Bunker's in an awkward spot, and it's a pop bunker. It's the type of shot, though, that if you got it in there, it's not the end of the world, I don't think, unless you get it all the way to the front lip, and I think that's the risk. Being in the bunker, not bad. Being at the front of the bunker, quite terrible. I feel like, with this being down, I feel like we take the choked hybrid. I'm thinking if I take the full hybrid, it's gonna just run for days. I don't know if this is too risky in the sense that it's, yeah, going for like the front. No, don't kick straight left, go forward. Nope, that's the play. That is 100% the play, because look at this. Now we're feeding back towards the hole. Great use of the fairway. Okay, let's make an eagle putt. Let's make an eagle putt. I did have it. I added a little bit more because I was like, ah, that's gonna swing. Okay, no, I had it. Trust the read. Trust the read, Seth. Could have had the eagle. I don't know, I feel like I must sometimes just overthink it a little bit too much. Yeah, I think this will be okay. Well, maybe not the closed. Kick right, kick right, kick right. Right some more, right some more. It's not the worst, not the best. Heavy rough, but like, kind of a flyer lie. I'm gonna... Ball's below the feet. We'll just play it stock. Oh, look at that kick off the ridge. Money. It's back-to-back great approach shots. Obviously, we didn't cash in on the eagle opportunity, but that one works out just fine. See, it's funny because technically you might be able to ride it. Probably with the very firms is in the rocks every time. If I was a betting man. Which I'm not a betting man, but I can make some guesstimations about the video game. Greg Newman or Jack Nicholson? Which golf legends would win an 18-hole showdown, Jonasy? Jack Nicholson. Also, do you mean Greg Norman, or is there a Greg Newman that I am unfamiliar with? Okay, I want to get it as close as possible. I don't want to flirt with death too much, so Oh, of course, I still make it short enough. I was trying to land it in a safe way on the green and just take whatever the bounce was. But that was something else. Yeah, that's why I don't normally chip those. Overhit it. I'm like in that 50 to 70% or like 55 to 70% range. I have been overhitting a good chunk of them. Uh-oh. Okay, let's not do that. The open's gonna put us too far to the right, I think. This all feeds away from the hole up here, right? Oh, we just kind of held it on the flat part. %. No! Oh, you've got to be joking. I thought we had it. I thought we had it. Oh, I so thought we were in there. Yeah, see, because the thing is, if we go back over, this is going to actually end up a bit shorter. I got to give it some D-loft. I still needed more D-loft on it. Okay. Hey, what's going on, RJ? Good evening. Hope all is well. So that's a tight gap, but it makes it so you can go after it in two, which I feel like is what we need. I left it open in the direction of the wind. This might be okay. Okay, I'd say that's worth it, because now you actually have a chance. Sideways wind with it being like 300 out was going to be a no-go, but at least with here, we've got some sort of a chance at it. It might be on the... This might be funky. With the downhill lie, I don't know if it's going to lose yardage or gain yardage. It's below the feet and squirting to the right. And so I think that it's going to keep curling here. Like trying to visualize the shot shape. That looks pretty good. Ah! What was that lie? I pushed it. Pushed pretty severely. I mean, really good for the distance control. What's going on, Kai? How are you doing? Welcome on in. Not cool. Not cool. Ay, caramba. Beast mode, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Okay, so 49, 34. It's gonna land short and into that upslope. It's very firm. I feel like you want to get it on, but I don't think I can, because I think if I'm taking this, you're going 262, 247, like you're long. So I think maybe we try and just go with this and see what that upslope kick does. David, thank you for the YouTube sub. Yo, beast mode. We're just we're playing in the Plat exhibition event, trying to stay in form. It's going okay. It would be a lot better if this one just jumped up and went in the hole. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Straight up and down. You just kind of get it on, it hops, and then a little bit of roll. I pulled it. Pull close, never had a chance. Never had a chance. Hey, welcome back, bro. Big grind this game? Grind the career mode? Career mode's a good place to start the grind at, for sure. For sure. Flared the power drive out just a touch to the right. I don't know if we're going to be able to get there in two. It kind of depends on how far this skirts out there. Okay, this is going to be pretty draw heavy. Hey, what's going on, Scott? Not a fan of slightly raised square greens with no bunkers near them? Yeah, I mean, some of them have bunkers. Oh, we're still 340 yards out. Okay, well, that makes our decision fairly easy. Is just sling it back into the fairway. Over here. Give ourselves an approach shot. Hey, welcome back, Isaac. Ken Dog, welcome back. Not been playing long. Started on Pro-Am. Did the Pro Ranked Weekly today and shot 40 under for your four rounds. Hey, the thing I always say is, like, if you are I mean, I think a good goal is always averaging double digits under per round at a minimum. I mean, obviously, you know, things can go wrong, and that's not always going to be the case, but I feel like that's a decent goal to have. I feel like that's always a decent goal to have. I closed it. Dang. Distance was spot on, too. Distance was spot on. We take those. Get used to the swing change, but it's coming together slowly. Yeah, the diagonal swing is definitely an adjustment, but you know, like anything, you can train the muscle memory. It's a little funky at first, but yeah, you stick with it and you'll be cruising along. Hey, it's going well, Baron. There's the little bit of cut. I think we're too far to the right. Yeah, wind started to turn it over a little bit. Big time, thank you for the follow. Clint, how's it going? A more lubricated action? Well, I don't use any swing lube. Personally. Do a lot better when don't have all front pins on those greens. Yeah, front pins and like depending on hole setups and stuff. Yeah, certain setups are not as friendly. I feel like everybody should struggle with front pins, but I don't know, sometimes I still see the scoring, and so maybe there are better ways, or you know, people are just really good at putting. So often I get aggressive and like I'm trying to land it in this 5-yard box and stop it as quick as possible. I think sometimes people are really good at landing it short and running it on. I never seem to know what the right answer is. Because like something like this, I feel like is always just, I don't know. Always feel like it's gonna fight. Nope, and then I get the huge kick from here. Oh, caught the uphill, so it works out. But like if it catches flat or downhill, there, you know, the ball goes running a mile. Hey, good evening, John. Welcome back. Need advice, but you probably know the answer. You get power drive first or green reader. Assume green reader. Yeah, I think green reader is the safer one. Power drive is situational. I would say power drive is when you're, first off, confident in your swing. The less confident you are, the wider fairway you need. I use power drive if I'm feeling like really confident and I feel like it's going to give me a benefit. So a lot of times power drive comes into play if I'm not going to be able to reach the green in two otherwise. So for me, it's less of a risk because otherwise I'd have to lay up. And if I missed the hit, I had to lay up anyway. or if it brings me like maybe down, like it just stretches and then you can run it so much shorter that I have so much more loft on my approach shot. Otherwise, I'm just taking it full. So I would say green reader. Green reader comes into play every hole, right? You have at least 18 putts with green reader. Power drive is just off the tee. So, yeah, you're talking 14 holes around or less. This probably chases too much. It's very firm, yeah. I tried to cut it there so that it maybe died. Random backstop play? That is suddenly one of the best shots that I may have ever hit. Well, okay then. If that's the shot that went in for my first ever Ace Atross, I don't really know what I would say. Good thing we don't have to know. Skawas, welcome back for 10 months. Thank you very much for choosing to use your Prime sub over here. Greatly appreciate it. I hope you continue to enjoy your faces. Mr. Asian Invasion, welcome back. Welcome back. Hope all is well with you. That was absurd. That was absolutely absurd. Because I'm like, oh, wait, hold on. This is actually starting to come back. Then you start to see the flag come into view and it's curled the right way. I'm like, are we gonna hit the stick here? Like, what's about to happen? Always need to make sure that when shots like that happen, that you still come back with a good shot. Can't tank momentum. Can't tank momentum in those situations. Like, the last thing you want to have happen is then, like, a miss swing input and put the ball in the water. .655 yards. It's downhill. 320. It bounces out. See, like, this is one that I feel like I need power drive. Because there's some fear there with the way that the fairway is sloped. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to get there in two without it. But now we've driven it almost 400. So we have a little bit of a chance to sneak it through here. This looks like it could be a speed slot situation. 220s, 230s. I think that's probably too little. Choke down the hybrid. If the kicks are right, get some momentum here, just get onto the green and then roll it back. Come on. Keep going. Ah, it ran out of steam. Still 16 feet from there. We'll absolutely take that. School's going smooth and golf game is feeling great. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. I'm hoping to get back out to the range tomorrow. Work on some things. I was finally starting to get some better ball striking on Monday, so feel like I found a little bit with my tempo and the way that things should feel. Was getting some compression. Now I got to work on getting. I'm a little over the top and a little steep, so I got to try and figure out what's gonna tick to make me straighten that swing out a little bit. If we can get that going, we're in a good place. We're in a very good place. So we got 51% power. It's gonna be close. I think I'll leave it. Bretchen, thank you very much for the YouTube sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh. Just a bit high. Just a bit high. It's okay. So 2 eagle opportunities in pretty good spots that we just missed out on. I'm also understanding why some of the scores were so low. And that is because you had stuff that was quite drivable. I don't know if this is going to have enough legs. This is a really tight windowed shot. You gotta go quite a bit more left, I feel like, because these are going to kick out to the right. Come on, have the legs. Get up there. Did we do it? We didn't do it, but man, is it close. Round's going pretty well, Bretchen. Round is going pretty well. There's an eagle. We've missed some opportunities, but we've also hit some really crazy good shots here. Had a few of those par 4 approaches flirt with going in the hole. Struggle with over the top and steep. One thing that's been helping you a lot is feeling your arms are straight on the way back, letting your forearms fold naturally. Club and body just moves with the momentum after. Yeah, so for me, I got a better feeling at the top, so the feeling that's like made things click with my swing and get the better compression and everything, but I've been playing like a little bit of a slight overcut. It's not quite a slice because it's actually starting left and it's not like out of control. But for me, it was like the feeling of like the top of the roller coaster, because I think I had gotten some lessons, I don't know, like a year ago, and he would always say that like I was too quick in transition, and I never really could understand truly what that meant. Like I just never knew what the feel was to fix it, or like the difference in it. And I think the feeling of the roller coaster transition has really helped. You know, that, you know, when the roller coaster is coming over the crest, right, it like slows down and you start to feel it and then it goes. So for me, getting back there, but I don't know, I think I get too deep and probably just a little bit too steep or I don't get deep enough. I think I get too steep. So then as I make that transition, you know, I start pulling down and across. Right? So then you get the compression, but it's a little bit steep impact, so it comes out a little bit too de-lofted and you're cutting across it. So it's like I can hear the sizzle and everything, which is really good because that's not a familiar sound to me. But it could be better. It could be tighter. So I think if I can get a feeling to square that up a little bit. I think the problem is I don't really know what the feeling of hitting a proper draw is. Because it's just, the draw is not really something I hit. If anything, it ends up being a hook, and it feels very handsy, and like I'm trying to pull it over. So if I can like find something a little bit closer to that and just have like a baby cut, will be good. Because honestly, I think the change was probably adding like 15 to 20 yards on my irons, which like there's still a lot of carry on the table. But like adding that distance, it was like, and like hearing the ball come off with the compressed sound is like, ooh, okay, that is more correct. So I think for me, a lot of my issue, there was the feeling at the top of the backswing to get the actual like transition feel. The other part of it is probably my weight shift. My weight shift is probably not enough forward at the hips. It's probably a little bit more to the front foot, but like back, right? Which is how I end up all of a sudden when I'm transitioning, I'm here, and now I'm coming across the ball instead of getting down in and rotating. So like there's still pieces well missing, but it was certainly a huge step in the correct direction. For somebody who like absolutely sucks at ball striking, to all of a sudden feel compression is like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be feeling. That's foreign. I'd like to do that again. Okay, so we've got 3 rounds left. We've got plenty more of the plat rounds to go. We do need to take a quick 3-minute break to get rid of the pre-rolls. So I appreciate y'all being here. You know, if you're enjoying, drop a like on the stream, drop a sub on the YouTube, drop a follow on the Twitch, all that good stuff. We have a Discord. You know, for any stream updates and polls and everything goes into there. But yeah, enough self-advertisement for now. I'll see you guys in 3 minutes. Be right back.
It's raining.
Ads. Nothing like when you wipe like your head and you all of a sudden you feel something like hard. I mean, we were out moving stuff, so our shed finally came. So I was moving stuff from the garage and cleaning some things and whatever. I must have gotten something that like jumped up in my hair. All right, they're moving us up a tee box. High winds out of the southeast, firm, very firm, and default green speed, which I'll just take a look at the default green speed once we get in here. Technical swing movement. Your coach told you to feel like your left leg is straight going through. Getting too steep and close, trying to find a way to shallow. Way needs to move to the left side, around the chipping green, then you can feel the transition on the full screen. Full swing. Yeah, I can read. Words are hard. Gotta love the... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's like I've never had a good iron swing. So, like, to all of a sudden feel that, it's like, oh, okay, like, this is what it's supposed to be. Like, let's work on trying to replicate this. But yeah, I think there are probably, like, from other videos that I've watched in the past and, like, feels that I've tried, having that feeling and stuff, there's probably some old stuff that would, like, work better now and make a lot more sense. Because there's probably stuff where, like, the elbow might flare out a little bit, and that's part of it. Like, maybe tucking that gets it more shallow just naturally. Like, I'll have to play with a couple of different things and see what clicks and is like, ah, yeah, that's the piece that's missing. 180 greens, okay. So we'll play with it. There's plenty to be done, for sure. I'm happy though. Sorry that happened. It's always such a good meme. On figuring out the putt, yeah, it's so tough. That stayed out there. I was hoping with the green speeds, I guess I should have gone with the choked 6. That held out there a bit too much. Yeah, it's always so tough, like, when it's just not working. Like, for so long, you know, I would just go through these big funks, and, like, sometimes it would be there, and then the next time it wouldn't be, and, like, but I knew it never was right. Oh, it's gonna be low, isn't it? Oh, you son of a gun. Oh, you son of a gun. But I always knew that the swing wasn't quite right. Things were either thin. It's not even necessarily as chunky, but I always knew it probably had something to do with weight shift and transition and everything. But yeah, you try things, some things just, you never quite know. You know, I want to get lessons, but, like, lessons are expensive, and, like, trying to find somebody, like, I'm in a new area, I don't even know where to even begin with lessons. I did try and reach out to somebody twice, they never responded. It's like, okay, well, I'd like to play, I don't want to just, like, wait around waiting for somebody to say they'll give lessons, so it's been a bit of a struggle. I felt pretty good about that line. I like it. Just have fun with it. I mean, I'm trying to. The tough thing is, like, I don't have a ton of time to dedicate to it, so, like, I barely get to play. Mostly end up just practicing. you know, so you just end up in this like funky, like I want to get better. I just don't have the time. So it's like what I want to be better when I am able to play, and it's hard to have fun in that situation. I did play in a scramble a couple weeks ago. That was really fun because there was no pressure, or there was less pressure because you had somebody else to kind of fall back on. Not that either of us were particularly good, but it's better than on your lonesome. Hey, what's going on, Fly Guy? It's just an exhibition event. So through the off-season, they'll be running, I think, Plat and CC, and I guess 3-Click technically has one as well. They'll just be running events each week. I think TrueSim will probably have it. I believe Franz is on vacation, so he's not running anything this week. But they're events that don't count for anything. I'm just using it to stay in shape, so to speak, not just play ranked on pro the entire off season. You know, that being said, we also ran a poll, and this was the request. This is what the people wanted. Give me lessons how to get to 95 with my slice. After that, I'm on my own. Well, V-Town, I've shot 93 before at best, and shot a couple in the like 97, 98, 99. So like not far off of that. You know, on my own. So yeah, I will say this: playing in the scramble with another guy who is around my capabilities, we shot 89, so like it's a good reminder that we're not far off. Sub 90 can look very ugly. It's just getting rid of the amount of blowups that I'm accustomed to. This is what you voted for, to be fair? Just weren't sure if it counted for anything. No, it doesn't. I don't think until like the IRL Sanderson Farms week we're really doing anything of meaning in terms of TGC. I think it's next week. We start Revan's tournament. So we'll have off-season golf that does have meaning. There's some other stuff that I'll be able to talk about a bit more once details are finalized. I would say Discord. I'm going to plug my own Discord here. Would be a very good place to keep up with information on that, because more than likely those streams are going to come on not our normal stream schedule, probably weekends. Yo, what's going on, Arkin? Welcome back. Scrambles are fun and relaxing, no pressure. Playing a scramble and your partner for Sunday is 110 shooter, you're 78-ish. Yeah, I was like, I'm a 27 handicap, but obviously that's taking like your best rounds, whatever. On average, when I haven't been playing all the time, as much, I shoot in like the 100 to 110, closer to 115 if it's bad. If it's really bad, that's kind of where my partner was. So between the two of us, shooting 89, like that wasn't bad. That we had a fair number of pars, good number of bogeys, and only a couple of doubles. And so I was like, okay, 89, with like barely any greens in regulation, like being able to see that, I think was was a very beneficial thing. Yeah, now it just becomes, okay, how can you shoot like that? You know, on your own accord. Yeah, it was 2-man. Because we only had like 14 guys, so it was 7 pairs. Not the overswing, Colby. Not the overswing. That's been the miss tonight. Set up to make the teams fair. Well, that makes it fun, though, I think. Although, it makes it fair, but in the same way, it's also kind of funky because, you know, generally speaking, you're gonna have the... We're gonna go for this, because this doesn't count for anything, so YOLO. But the better player, when there's that much disparity, is probably gonna count for most stuff. Okay, double-crossed it. It's gonna be funky. It kicks hard left, it might not be the worst thing. It's not a terrible lie out of the heavy. You have a backstop. I don't know, is the chip the right play? I want to see what this does. That's a pretty good job. I got just a hair to the right of where I wanted to be. So, I'll take that. 2 guys shooting in the 80s, they could shoot under par. Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying, like, yeah, if you had... I'm saying, like, for your situation, right? A 78 with a 110. Yeah, theoretically, you guys are already at, like, the 6 over. You're probably not using the other guy's ball too much, but maybe he's, you know, maybe it's like me and ball striking is bad, but you can make some putts, or, you know, every once in a while they just hit a slightly better, like, short game shot or something. I don't know. It's just the potential for them to have quote unquote meaningful shots is a bit less. But it makes it fair across the board, so it's like a weird balance that you have to strike. I was just proud of it because they put a double bogey cap on it, and we own the double bogeys that we shot were legitimate double bogeys. So that was the part that was, you know, a bit relieving. It wasn't that we shot 89 because we had, you know, blow up holes that got cut off. Get up there. So that was a good feeling of, like, we missed a par, yeah, we missed a bogey putt, and it was just like tap in for the double bogey. Certainly lots of scrambling in that scenario. Also, this is like, I love, don't get me wrong, I love that there are courses that do this, because I feel like we get blasted with the long par 3. And I feel like this is a good test. I'm going to try a pitch and try and run it up the hill. I really don't know how this is going to go, but I want to try it because I left it open. I don't know what to do because, like, the partial shot there is so difficult for me. And I'm sure that's just a case of get better. But still. That still swings low, sweet chariot. Dang. Yeah, give me... I will take... All day, I will take... Give me a tighter pin on a short... On a short par 3. I would rather have the shorter pin on a tight par 3 than have 220, 240, 250, whatever. I despise the long par 3. It feels like for designers that's like their only defense. And it's like there's no way that's the only defense. But it's definitely the most common. It is definitely the most common. It's cutting right at it. Oh, it's gonna end up left, isn't it? Dang. It's because that wind direction changed and ended up being straight. If the wind is pointing it just a little bit to the right, I think we're okay. But unfortunately, just kind of lose it there. Yo, what's going on, Gat? Welcome back. When these greens get faster and you have like the long uphill putts, I've been taking a little bit of power off. Because I feel like they're aimed just a little bit too long. Hit a 5-wood and don't hit it perfectly scrambling for par. Yeah, and it's just like it just feels like a lot of the times there's no good chance. Like this is still kind of in that same ballpark. It's 200 yards. I play, like, here's the thing. I play a longer bag, right? But it's a down slope in the back. What are you hitting that's gonna sit it? Now maybe the course conditions are a little bit tougher. But like, what do you want from me? Yeah, this is like a combo on the designer and the scheduler. Because if you give me a tailwind, it's bad too. You would need to have it like soft. This is steep. We'll see what comes of it, but first glance, I don't love it. First glance, I don't love it. Because I feel like this shot... Like, I feel like I have to take a 4-iron here. That's where we're at. I feel like I have to take a 4-iron here. I closed it. But that's the distance. Because I don't think you can run it... Like, if you're trying to play it so perfectly up that slope... That just doesn't feel like... That just doesn't feel like the right thing to me either. Oh, I went too far. Good distance. I went too far to the right. Well, there's not a lot of room for error, but I don't even think there's a lot of room for success. And I think that's where my issue stems from sometimes. Is like stuff is so tight. Because that's like tight in a way where it's tight for you to even find the green, and then it's, if you do find the green, it sucks. You know what I mean? It's not like all of a sudden, like, I guess that's the course design thing here, is the uphill into the downhill. He just wants you to be, you know, hitting it on these monstrous things. I don't know. I could have played it a little bit more to the right. Kick right? And we're gonna line off left. But like if I'm on the green there, speed wise, I go up and over the hill, I'm out the back. Like plain and simple. You know, sucks that this is the play. Like every time, but that's also just kind of the nature of the game. You know, if they're gonna put a shot like that in it, then when you're near side on fast green, like, and you don't have the ability to chip, like, that's always what you're going with. This is at least a little bit better because it's open. There's places to do things. $216, $225, $210. We striped it. We got the baby fade going on here. Should kick a little bit to the right. See, like, that's what I'm talking about. That's a lot better. That is a lot better. L-Train, thank you for the sub. Appreciate the YouTube sub, sir. What is the distance all the way down here? I think we've got room to work. I think we've got room to work here. Yeah, because now... On a slight uphill lie, 39, 38. It's definitely below the feet. So this is one that's going to want to squeak out to the right. And then the wind's going to keep forcing it that way. Yeah, I can see that kind of being in the general vicinity. The problem is going to be distance. Problem is going to be distance, because that's going to be long. Still going to be short. I don't want to go here. If I have to wait 432. That's cutting it too close, I think. Right? Right? I don't think... I don't think you want to risk a short shot. I feel like it's gonna fade more. Okay, I'm glad I took the shot I did. Probably could have played it full, though. Probably could have played it full. %49%. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. All right, this round is definitely in a better place. This round is definitely in a better place than the first one. It's like drivable 4, but also not quite, and that bump is a bit awkward. I don't think it's something that we should tackle. That's 240. It's an exhibition event. This is where you test things. I'm gonna overpower it. I got it overpowered, but I missed it to the right contact-wise. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of, is the impact was gonna be basically nothing, and then you're in this awkward spot. Okay, but good to know. Good to know, good to know, good to know. And that's gonna roll long, right? Because natural area. Okay. This is what science is all about. This is what science is all about. Like, sure, I would love to score every hole, but it's good to, like, be like, this is gonna be wrong, right? And then test it and be like, okay, yes. I was correct in my assessment that that is something that shouldn't have been touched with a 10-foot pole. Degree is long. Faded a little bit. Try and create a little bit of, well, underswinging it is also one way to take distance off. Like trying to take some distance off. That was a little bit too much. %43%. Come on, keep turning. Ah, just overdid it. Also overhit it, so that doesn't help on a downhiller. All right, we got a par 5 here. Let's see what we can do with it. We've been approaching the par 5s pretty well. You know, certainly leaving a lot out on the table otherwise, but okay, that's another 103. And now I don't know if that was a bad call here, because I needed to kick left. Okay, we're good. Trying to inch closer to that 108 for JB. I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know what the feel is for 108s. I want to get it in too, but I don't know. I don't know that that's such a good idea. This is the dumb shot that you're trying to hit, like, precisely into the grass to kill it. That's still got a big bounce out of it. I was hoping it was going to be like that sandy bit that we landed on in the last hole. Take all the momentum away. Yeah, we're gonna try it. Why did that? That's not what I drew up in my head at all. I don't know how that worked. I don't really know what happened. We ended up exactly where I wanted to, but there was so much about that shot that was, I would say, largely incorrect. %. Oh, that's gonna run out of steam. Feel it. I could feel it. Okay, 89%. Just feel it out. That had a lot of pace. That had a lot of pace, but it's in. It's in. Eagle chip in on ICU. Okay, 118 yards. Up the hill. That's gonna be long. I think even on this upslope, maybe landing like pin high-ish. Gonna put some loft into it. The wind's back in, a little less loft. I closed it. Dang. That's gonna not help us at all. So like shots like this, are you supposed to hit it into this slope and then like it kicks hard to the right and checks and then rolls down to the hole? Like is that how these play if you don't super flop it? Well, it didn't exactly skip to the right. Kind of just rammed right through it. Okay. Much better round 2, though. Much better round 2. A little bit closer to the pace that the others are playing at. Alright. I mean, 6 back for the lead. Look at this JB guy. Look at this JB guy shooting 34 through 2 rounds. That sounds like a disgusting number of eagles. That sounds like an absolutely disgusting number of eagles. But I mean, the course has it, and like, you know, we make 2 more eagles, and all of a sudden we're at 30. So yeah, we don't go for that stupid shot. We've got a better chance at 31, and all of a sudden, like, you know, we're much closer. But yeah, this has been good for keeping us in the flow of things. I know that playing ranked can become a little bit lax. Doesn't end up how it started. Oh no. But the fact that you did those at all is definitely a good sign. Shows the potential, even if it doesn't finish that way. All right, we gotta take a quick 2-minute break to clear the ads out. Appreciate you all being here. If you're watching on YouTube, a like goes a long way. I think I'm gonna leave that as the only call to action on this ad break. Look at me being so courteous. All right, see you in 2 minutes.
It's raining.
Ads. All right, we are back. Amazing idea. Thank you for the YouTube sub. Really appreciate it. It's just been a really cool process seeing the growth on YouTube. Like, I'm really glad that I have taken the time to try and invest in it and get better at it, and, you know, doing the multi-streams and doing the vertical streaming and stuff as well. It's been very, very fruitful, I guess, is the right thing. And it's probably been, like, Twitch has been something that I've done for over 9 years now, which is, like, crazy to say. But it's been one of those things, like, very tangible growth. Very tangible growth. You know, Twitch, it's hard with the people, but, like, I don't know. I feel like as I've been putting stuff in, I've been able to, like, see it and feel the growth and momentum a lot more. Hey, what's going on, Brendan? It's my day job. I am a software developer. All right, they've got us playing off the red tees this time, so I'm assuming moving even more forward, unless these are mixed tees. Very high winds out of the west, firm, and fast. So theoretically, this should be around to get after it. The fairways and the greens are kind. Obviously, the very high winds are tough, but if it is shorter with the very highs, we could have some gettable things. A little bit closed, and that's not good. But that's probably one of the kindest heavy rough flies that we could get. Which is kind of awkward here, because if this does come out as like a flyer, could be quite awkward. I'm going to put some loft on it. Alright, not as much. From there, that'll definitely play. I mean, it's a little bit off the money, but, you know, the fact that we're pin high. All right, 68%. It's not quite nice, but... we still really gonna roll low on that? No, we're not. We're gonna catch the edge. Okay, open up with an eagle. Open up with an eagle, why don't you? I don't know why I'm like trying to look at this like it's suddenly gonna be a drivable hole. It's 395 yards. 395 yards, I don't know. Start zooming out like I'm gonna be able to do something with it. 180, 176, wind is playing in. It's gonna play in more because the ball's below the feet. Okay, I need to be more left to straight. Left the face open on that one. No play. Man, the firm is a complete game changer. Firm landing areas are just, it's so crazy how different it is. When things just don't want to get away from you anywhere near as much. It is uphill, but it still feels like it's going to be a lot. There we go. See, and I still was left of the hole. Still was left of the hole. If I played the choke 7, I think we're long. Probably doesn't break as much, or break as much, but the wind probably doesn't take it as much. Okay, I probably was in the right spot and then over adjusted some things. I think with firms you can probably probably hit this shot here and be fine. I mean, with firms, we don't even have been able to actually take the full shot. I think sometimes that's one of the harder things to judge. And actually, I think with the wind, I still don't think we would get there. Even driver off the deck, I'm like hard pressed to believe that we were gonna have anything too fruitful. But I'll take the layup. I will take the layup. Okay, so the awkward piece about this, you've got like a 15, 16, probably about 15 mile an hour wind. It's playing in a little bit, so you're definitely losing a few yards. It's probably short and then wants to spin back. Now 56 is going to want to do that less. But being as it's on a slope, I feel like it could work. Now, there's the problem. I overhit it. Good field readjustment though. We've been chipping a few more in lately. I don't know what that's all about, but I like it. So yeah, I think on that wedge shot, I have to tell myself going into that I don't want to be too long. And so that I need to hit 100%. Like I can't be hitting the 101. What I end up doing is I over hit it and I am fast on my rhythm. All of a sudden I'm adding close to 2%. And now you're out the back of the green. Now here, kind of a not great situation. So let's maybe aim it first. Something in this ballpark, mayhaps. We'll see how accurate it is. But 168, 167. You're playing across. This is probably landing a little long. Now I need to play some loft into it. Try and sit it, but I also don't want to go too much on the 101 and go long. I think without the pull, that's pretty good. We just get a little bit too left and a little bit short, so I think we would have left ourselves with a pretty nice putt. %. It's gonna come off. It's gonna start turning. Feel like the ladder portion not as much. I'm gonna bring it a touch inside. I think that's nice. Okay, it's knowing where to make the adjustments. Well, I'm trying to work on some mental reads and different things. That's good. We like that. 334. You can. Should you? I know not, but we can. Well, that is execution. It's not as far of a carry as I was hoping. I thought it looked like we had a little bit better chance of landing it on the green, which would have kept us a little bit closer. So now this is a bit awkward. Now it's a bit awkward. 54%. Let's do something like this. Cyberdog! What's going on, dude? How have you been? Oh, I overhit that. I overhit that by a long shot. Whoops. And then I decided I'm not going to read that putt, and we're going to 3-putt for par. Nice. I blame Cyberdog for that. I blame him. Got in my head about my putt, and just absolutely ruined it. This guy. This freaking guy. So problematic. So problematic. How are you going? How are you doing, man? I'm doing well. Before you ask, I don't have Netflix, so I haven't watched Happy Gilmore 2. Giant rock bounce up to the green? No. Awkward front. I mean, I got aggressive for the heck of it. Certainly not going to work out for us. Actually, on second thought, worked out pretty well. Probably not as good as it. No, there's no way. There's no way. I mostly just want to see it for all the cameos and everything. But as far as like, is it going to be a good movie? I mean, I think you have to know what it's going to be and have your expectations pretty low. Like, enjoy it for what it is and don't think it's ever going to be some, like, phenomenal thing. And I think it'll be fine. We were 1% under. Still would have been a little bit short, but I like that. Which course is this? This is called Thistleton, Scotland. It is by a designer by the name of Arctic Fury. He makes very pretty looking courses. That's kind of his speciality. What's going on, Ridicule? You watched, had low expectations, it was fine? YouTube video last night that claims he's one of the most hated actors out there because his humor is always the same. Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things where your humor always being the same can be viewed as a good thing or could be viewed as a bad thing. Like, on the one hand, you know what you're getting, but on the other hand, you know what you're getting. Right? Like, sometimes that's okay. You know, if we were to really break it down, like, Twitch is kind of that way, right? Like, some people only watch one game or a particular streamer, whatever, and, like, it's like watching the same show over and over and over again. With a little bit of variety to it. Like, is that a bad thing? Not necessarily. It just depends on what you're in the market for. you know, some actors are very talented and can have very different roles. Like I think of someone like a Tom Hanks, right? But like if I don't know, some people might not like Mission Impossible, but it like, or you know, it's like, oh, Tom Cruise is acting, whatever. But it's like I know what I'm getting when I watch those films, or you know, I think it's a very common thing with comedians. Like, you know, people might not like Will Ferrell's humor, they might not like Jim Carrey. Like, my wife hates Jim Carrey, but she likes him in his like character acting. So like he's got two facets, but like all of his other stuff, like you know what you're getting with him. You like it or you don't. Good thing they released on Netflix. Potential for, yeah. I think so. I don't think a sequel like that was probably going to draw people out to the theaters. But will it get people to, you know, make a Netflix, or like get Netflix to watch it, or you know, the people that already have it watch it? Absolutely. $158, 166, mid 170s. I think I'm gonna go with this. It's down the hill. I don't know. Maybe if I just catch all of this. No, I'm gonna be smart. We're gonna go with the choked, because I'd rather be a little long. And I did overhit it, but I don't know. I felt like there was a risk of being short, and I didn't want to take that. Did not want to take that risk head on. 49. He's tucking it? Oh, he likes it. Center cup. Center cup. Thought not to see the original, which is kind of cool, very nostalgic, but like it's a movie about an angry failed hockey player turned golf pro, slapstick humor thrown in. Stream Summoners War or something way back. I have streamed Summoners War on a couple of occasions. Very, very rarely did that content ever make it to stream. That was kind of like an off-stream guilty pleasure. I can officially say I've been clean for a few years now. I've been clean for a few years now. It's a very life-consuming game, which is... oh, come on. Not ideal by any stretch. I actually think even with this 260, I think if it's a flyer, this could be bad. Let's choke it. Let's choke it. Ball below the feet. Congrats on the recovery, thank you. Oh, this could be nice. Uphill to take a little momentum out and then just release back to the hole. Slow down. Please slow down. Why does it have so much speed? Say sobriety. Yeah, sobriety's probably a little more technically correct. Okay, I think we're seeing something a little bit better with these chips. I have made more chips in the past like couple weeks than the entire rest of the game combined. The ocean is summoning my golf ball? Nah. Nah, I'm not. Not falling for it. No. No water balls on your behalf. It's still too far, but like it's such an awkward in between because it's a 10-yard jump back down. 54%. I closed it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Hey, how's it going, Jack? How are we doing? Want to go to Sizzler? I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I mean, the swing's been feeling pretty good. Swing's been feeling pretty good. Shots like that where it's in between clubs, I guess I just don't really know what to do. Maybe I gotta shape it more. This is gonna be short. Okay, let's think about this. There's room to work, right? There's room to work. I think you just loft it. I think you just loft it because I think the amount of D-loft we would have to do on the pitching wedge is just too much. I think we gotta play it a little more left because of the loft. Gonna be up in the air more time to cut. Okay, so too much shape. So it's like, yeah. They're just difficult. Oh, I underswung it. Didn't have the legs. Didn't have the legs. Oh, man. Ah, here we go. Oh no, it's not a par 3, it's a par 4. Never mind. I was getting ready to complain about, oh, here we go again, another long 263-yard par 3. No, we got a drivable par 4 because of it. Hybrid tee shot, trying. I think I need to give it a little juice. Try and play it from right to left. It's gonna need some momentum up the hill. I guess I overpowered it too long. Okay. I mean, we've been playing the chip shots pretty well. %. Yeah, I'm seeing things a lot better. I'm seeing things a lot better. Who is this guy? Yeah, what's going on, Sean? Playing against actual folks? Yeah, so it's in a society, which just means that everybody's playing asynchronously, but all the scores that show up on the leaderboard are other players. The event's open for through the course of the week. I think tonight has like the cut deadline to get our rounds in on time. Overswing and pulled it, so that's long left. Partial shots are my nemesis. They're my absolute nemesis. Man, it's really weird to see the chip-ins going in. I think we've gotten a little bit better on hitting our inputs on the chips. But I think with it, our reads have also gotten a lot better. It's the combo of the two things working out for us. That felt open. Doesn't matter too much here because it kicks left. But gotta square that up on the next approach shot. Alrighty. I think I want this shot. And then it's kind of just a hit and hope. Front pin, what I'm hoping for is that I turn it back over into the grass. Otherwise, we'll just kind of see where it lies. And it's going to be flat enough? Ah. It's a good effort. We got 2 bounces in the rough to try and take a bunch of speed out, but it's a 3-wood, so yeah, what are you going to do? Yeah, what's going on, Baffled? How are you doing today, sir? 62%. I think somewhere around here should be in the vicinity. It's in the vicinity. I mean, making the putt from out there is always going to be a tall task. Not a bad effort. How do you get those shoes? That is a fantastic question. I don't know. I just kind of acquire stuff. I don't know if it's from the Clubhouse Pass. I don't know if it was like... It might be... No, the socks are a ranked reward. Does anybody know where these multicolored shoes are from? Is this just a Magician Season item? Or is there something else involved? Too much draw. Yep, too much draw. Get off the... How great. 83-footer. I'm going to take a little bit off. It's downhill. I don't know if that's going to affect things. 78%. Which, when all is said and done, 78% is not that much. It is all the way down there. It is all the way. All right, 78%. Let's see what we got. %2 under, and I already under-aimed it, so this could be well short. Yeah, because I missed the slope. Nice. All right. Work is certainly cut out. Overswung it. Yep. I think we had the right read. That's like trying to play safe and then just a really tough percentage to hit. Okay. Just a gentle shot here and then leave ourselves a wedge to play. Okay. So we are playing 124 yards to the flag. Then you got another 15 miles an hour to work with. Means that this pitching wedge is pretty dang close. And actually, I think when all is said and done, it's gonna play more because of that. So this is probably going right at it. Well, I certainly misaimed it. And I think because of that, it probably changed some of the way that the wind was playing. %51%. All right. No shot. No shot. Right across the front of the face. On round 4 yet? Well, that was the last hole of round 3, JB. That was the last hole of round 3. It was a good round. Ooh, at the end of round 4, we're gonna get the lob shot. Fancy. Fancy, fancy, fancy. Okay, I mean, we're only 5 back of Stives. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Round 4 is special. You're not used to those conditions yet. Can't wait for that surprise. Cannot wait for that surprise. But we'll leave the round 4 conditions as a surprise for 2 minutes from now. So appreciate y'all being here. If you if you're enjoying and you haven't, a follow, a YouTube sub, a like on the YouTube stream. All those things are much appreciated. And we have a Discord. If you're looking to keep up with any stream announcements or hang out with us outside of here. But yeah, 2-minute break, and then we will get right back into it for the final round of the off-season event. Appreciate y'all. BRB.
It's raining.
Ads. The final round is here. Let's see what these conditions are that JB is talking about. Back to the tips. High winds, extremely firm fairways, extremely firm greens. Green speed's extremely fast. I've never played the extremely fast greens. I've played very fast. I have never played extremely fast. It is going to be like ice out here. It is going to be like ice out here. Extremely fast on this course. It's 250s. Oh, it did say it in parentheses, which means... is it defaults? Oh boy. 224. No, it's regular extremes. I think ultras get up towards like the 250. I think this is just regular. That being said, that all to say, with this sort of firmness, yeah, this is gonna be fun. All right, well, let's see. Oh no. I closed it. Don't just go over the wall. Okay, not my greatest work. Shall we super flop around and find out? I think we shall. Okay, obviously not bad. It's a par 5 though. It's a par 5 though. That's what we have to keep in the back of our head. Also, this is like 110 yards further from the reds to the tips. Also, I mean, the pin's towards the back, so that also plays a role, but... Now, it's gonna bounce pretty hard, but it should go left. Okay, step 1 is done. That's the good tee shot. But extremely firm, extremely fast. You have to play it like back here for a huge kick. $151, 148. It's the downhill lie that gets me. You know? Like, is a choked shot gonna be bad, or would we rather be back close? I feel like we'd rather be back closer. The rock walls bother you? They bother me too, Matt. They're not even knee high. Maybe in the middle they are. You're getting over that bad boy. All right, I'm gonna take this shot. The kind of goal is to get back towards the pit. I should not be gunning for the hole out. Of course I close it. Gotta kick left. Man, these are nasty. These are quite nasty. I overswung it. I overswung it. This is stupid. That was really bad rhythm, and now this is a terrible place to be. %? Where even is that? That's overswung. That's 35%. But I think that's the right idea. I mean, I couldn't close that. I could not afford to close that, but here we are. Front pin, everybody's favorite. Extremely firm. I don't freaking know, man. The wind's at the back. Alright, we'll see. Big kick to the right and on. That's too deep. Out the back of the green. This is stupid. This is stupid. What? I don't know where you're supposed to play these shots. This guy chips. Okay. Okay. Get in there, JB. Thank you for taking the time to rack up over 9,000 channel points. That's a lot of watching. 'Tis appreciated. You know, nobody ever wants the Discord color. That's what I've learned. Underswung it. I mean, I don't think we were getting there in 2 anyway, but definitely not if we're gonna leave distance off the table. Savage Soldier, welcome back. Thank you. Let's just... Let's do this. So I just have this sneaking suspicion if I try and play it with the 4-iron, I'm not gonna like this approach. $111. But I think we're gonna be good because of the distance. I think we're gonna be good because of the distance. Maybe draw. Get a little bit deep. Bounce and spin back. The goal here is just going to be put it close enough that these green speeds don't matter much, but that's always hard. Andrew, thank you for the YouTube sub. Always greatly appreciated. Okay. Pull closed is a double cross. There'll be enough momentum to get out of here, I think. Just trying to cut that corner because it makes this approach much more reasonable. And I think it's extremely firm, extremely fast. I think you could probably put a little bit into the shape of this and it'll be okay. And to be fair, I want to be left. I don't. If I go right at the hole, it kicks too far to the right. Here is a little bit straight to right, so I have a little bit of forgiveness. Doing Star Wars, the Twitch is working on a vertical stream. Yes, so it is in like alpha state. Like you can't sign up for it. I think there are just certain creators that have access. Probably certain partners and ambassadors. The thing that I'm a little bit, so I feel like the vertical stream looks pretty good on YouTube. I don't know how the layout would work with the way that Twitch is showing the overlay. I think I'll have to like watch some and see if I need to like reconfigure once it becomes available. But I don't know how Twitch's vertical reach will be. Like, will they push that more than horizontal on mobile? Like, I don't know how that'll work, but I know that the reach that we get from the YouTube shorts is really good, but that's because, or from the YouTube vertical streams, but that's because of the shorts, and so the way that their algorithm works. Just because we can stream vertically on Twitch, I don't know that it's going to necessarily be like a big gain. All right, let's experiment with something here. All right, I'm just gonna try something with this putt, and we'll see how it pans out. That's real money. Andrew, thank you very much for the super chat. Glad you're enjoying. Try and keep the chill vibes. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the $2. Somewhere out here. That feels like a lot. That feels like a lot. But honestly, you're not hitting it super hard. So it's kind of a question of how much does it swing at the end. I hit it too hard. I don't think it was that crazy, to be honest. I think that the 48% would have been it. Ad break to prevent ads during action? Can't say I'm watching other Twitch users that don't do that. At least YouTube you can skip. Yeah, and I think there's a feature coming on Twitch eventually here. I think they announced it at TwitchCon. But I believe it's going to allow you to scrub live video, but with the caveat that you have to have Twitch Turbo or be subscribed to the channel. So naturally, Twitch makes it a monetized feature. But yeah, I take the ad break because ads are what they are, and you know, nobody likes them, but they're a part of Twitch. It's a part of the ecosystem. And I can't stand to miss content. Can't stand to miss content. There's like nothing worse than being in a conversation with the streamer, or the streamer is talking about something and then the ad just pops up. And like, I used to have it, it's a tricky thing, right? I used to have it with the mid-rolls, or I used to have it where it was just pre-rolls were on. Once you watch the ads, as soon as you hit the stream, then you never saw one the rest of the time. But the average person does not sit and watch, hop into stream and then watch for hours. It's ideal for that person, but that person's also more likely subscribed. Not always, but I would just say like higher likelihood. The pre-rolls then end up screwing you because when people come into the stream for the first time, they get slapped with an ad. They know nothing about you. Why are they going to watch an ad to find out if they even like you? So taking a 2-3 minute break every 40 minutes to an hour, I think, is a good cadence. The number of people that are actually, or the percentage of people that are actually there for like more than one ad break is pretty low. If people choose to leave during that, then so be it. Not much you can do there. That was odd. There was definitely part of that putt that did not break correctly, but man, did that snap at the end. Roger Rabbit, what's going on? Welcome back. So yeah, it's a weird balance to strike, but I feel like the way that we do it is probably as best as we can. Because I could have it automated to every 30 minutes do like a minute and a half, or every hour do 3 minutes of ads, and that would keep the pre-rolls away. But then the ratio of viewers to subs I have is I don't have a lot of subscribers, and that's fine. That's fine. I'm not asking people to spend their money on me. I'd rather have you here than give me money. I mean, if you want to give me money, then like, sure. But it's one of those. It's just one of those things, like having that experience where you just get hit with an ad and then you miss it and everything. Like, I don't enjoy it as a viewer myself, so like, why would I put other people through it? So take the breaks, roll the ads. It makes it so that when people come in, great. They don't get hit with ads. They get to give me a shot without having to sit through any advertisements. I feel like you can't ask for much more than that. Hey, what's going on, Talbot? Thank you. Just overswung it. 37%? Anything that's like sub 45% is so difficult to hit. In my opinion, at least. Great distance. We just got a little bit outside to the right. Nice. Love when it spins away up the hill. That's always really fun physics game. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's like a weird thing of like, if it forces you to take breaks as a streamer, which is honestly probably a good thing. Right? Probably a good thing. you know, does it break the flow of things? You know, I have to think a little bit more about how I pace things out, kind of check on the pre-roll timer. I used to have it where it would schedule, and I would just try and kind of sync things up to it. Now I leave it in my own hands a little bit more. So like I watch the pre-roll timer, and as it gets closer to 0, I'm like trying to find a good break. You know, for golf, it's easy in between rounds, you know, because I take longer to get through rounds. So, you know, we take a 2 to 3 minute break every 45 minutes, give or take. Don't think that's a bad cadence, but playing like something like Star Wars, I have to kind of sit there and be mindful of, okay, how is the game going? Where am I at? Is this a good rest point? Hey, what's going on, Andrew? Pretty new with PGA 2K, struggling reading wind and lie. Any tips? Yeah, a couple of things. So, tailwind plays like 80% of the wind speed at it. Kind of your baseline stuff for wind, at least, is pure tailwind and pure headwind. From there, you can kind of work out some in-between stuff. But a pure tailwind will play like 80%. There are a lot of caveats to it. It pretty well caps out at 12 yards. You'll learn that like longer clubs play a bit more, and your wedges play a little bit less. You've got to, but generally speaking, 80%. So if it's a 10-mile-an-hour tailwind, 8 extra yards of carry. Now, if it's a headwind, it plays like 1.5 times. So if it's a 10-mile-an-hour headwind, it's like 15 yards loss. That's kind of general rule of thumb. Obviously, as you get to angles, it's less. So I would say that, like, this wind right now, right, this would be, let's see here. So I use some visual reference. So it's like a 10-ish, maybe 11 mile an hour wind. So for all intents and purposes, this would be 8 extra yards of carry, and this would be 15 yards lost. Now, when you're at like a diagonal, like a true like quartering wind, I play that 1-to-1, so this would be like a 10-yard loss. Now you have to, the visualization of left to right movement is tough, but that's how I play that. This for me is kind of feel. I just know what this is, so it's like if this is 8, then I try and work at 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So that's wind. As far as lie, I mean, if it's above your feet, it's going to want to move right to left. If it's below your feet, it's going to want to move left to right. I try and use the way that it looks like my feet are aligned. That helps me try and get it, and then you just have to imagine that it has, you know, if it's above your feet, it has extra draw shape, below your feet, extra fade to it. And again, some of that's just extra visualization that takes time. Spencer, welcome back. And thank you very much for the 6-month Tier 1 sub. Thank you for 6 months. Thank you for checking in for another 6. I greatly, greatly appreciate that, man. That's awesome. Hope you continue to enjoy your faces. Hope you've been well. Just like Tones and I from Dance Monkey music video, because this is the outfit that my wife chose for round 4. Hey, J Buddha, how are you doing? Wind speed mentioned somewhere? Don't see it in the screen besides the direction. So it's the blue fill. So if you have the difficulty option on where it shows you the wind speed, pay attention to what the blue fill is behind it. That matches. So I use some visual references. If it is touching the tip when I face it like this, it's a 15-mile-an-hour wind. So I can kind of judge that this is like 10 to 11. If it's touching the bottom here, that's 18, tip sideways, 21, top of this sideways, 24. Like, I have some visual references that really help me gauge it without. But you just need to look at the blue fill when you have the wind speed up. Otherwise, yeah, we play on a difficulty setting without that on, and so we have to kind of figure it out yourself. It's not as bad as it sounds. Definitely not as bad as it sounds. Let's try and figure this shot out, shall we? 176. 186. Extremely firms. That would be quite the bounce. So I think I'm gonna take the 8-iron here and kind of hope for a big ol', or not big ol', but like just the right kick. Tailwind, extremely firms. Get up and over. Come on, release. That's not bad. That's not bad. Knowing the course, then trying to play the game the right way. Yeah. It's learning stuff, and you'll, with time, you'll be like, oh, okay, that plays like that. Visualize it. Like, I still struggle on left to right. My distance control is the strong part of my tee to green. My left to right adjustments on foot lies and wind combos, definitely not the strongest. Sometimes we're on point, and other times it's like, oh, what are you doing? %. Just love tapping these putts. There we go. There we go, though. Take one of those. Stive's just running away on this round. I don't know how they do it. When I say they, I just kind of mean the general they. I don't know how people run away on rounds like this. They just, they've got a particular set of skills that I do not have. Don't have them. Extremely firm. I feel like I gotta play this, try and fade it, try and overpower it, and like feed it back there. This is so difficult. Got the 102. It's cutting. Okay, this could be the gap. It's probably too long, though. Come on, feed right. Ah, it doesn't keep feeding right, though. It holds out. That's still a great shot. That's still a great shot. I guess I didn't need to overpower it. %. Again. Here we go. The baby putts. All right. 4 under in the last 3 holes, hitting the turn. Love that. Love that, love that, love that. This just feels like a dangerous tee shot. Extremely firm fairways. 649, like even if you got it down there, I mean, maybe I'm gonna choke it to be a little bit safer and kind of underhit it because it's extremely firm, right? Like it should hit this and still want to go a good ways. I just don't want to run it out the fairway on the other side. Okay, I mean, we're under 300, which means that we can go for it because you're playing extremely firms on this downslope. Remembering how it played last time, we need to go even shorter. But I don't know that that's the play. I think maybe just a little bit off on this. Ball's below, ball's like barely below the feet. 98%. I went 2% under. Under might not be the worst thing. We don't quite have the tailwind, but the extremely firm leads me to believe there's a chance that this could still chase violently down there. 2 extra% would have been close. Can't hit the driver after the tee shot, so you have to, in this game, you have to have a shot for it. So you have to have driver off the deck. I do not have driver off the deck equipped because I've just found that not much use for it for me. You know, whenever I'm playing, I would rather try and squeeze a little bit more off the tee and take a 3-wood. I just don't feel like the opportunities are ever really great, I guess is the way that I would best describe it. You know, the number of times where it's like the green is approachable with the driver off the deck and you actually can hold it, like, it's a very, very tight windowed shot. I feel like I'm better served by, you know, if I'm trying to get a power drive or overpower my driver to put myself in a position, I'd rather just have 99 power off the driver and try and put myself in position to get it there with the 3-wood. It's just so much more controllable. 19, 21, 23 2K games. Said in Discord they might bring back Route 65 to replace 3-click league. Ever do that before? I haven't played on a 65 overall character in a couple months. It would be interesting to see how it would go, though. I think we would do okay. I think we would definitely have some struggles, though. I think we would definitely have some struggles, though. .209. I don't think 25 yards, but I don't know. I feel like 4-iron's too much. This might be too little. Try and put just like a touch extra, because it's gonna take kick down and hopefully to the right and start feeding towards the hole. It's kind of flat up here though. Yeah, I think that's the right club. I just didn't get enough of that movement right. What up, JC? Do I have my build somewhere to look at? No, that's one thing I never really got around to making a build video. I can show you the build after the round. I hit that a little bit firmer so that it doesn't die below the hole. That was close though. I play a sculptor. Think offhand I have all my points into swing path, left the correction at 70. I have 90 shaping. What else? I have like 79 power and the rest into contact. My driver is 99 power. I've got 1 power fitting on my 3-wood and my 3 hybrid. Everything else is swing path and contact balance. And I think I took off one of the contacts for a transition on the wedges. I don't know how much it's helping, but yeah, that's offhand, but I can bring it up so it's 100%. Maybe that's something that I get around to, just so I have a link to it. Not that it's necessarily going to be like the biggest pop-off YouTube video or anything, but I should probably get around to doing something for it. That upslope is what scares me. Because it's headwind into the upslope, but I feel like if I go full 216, 218, 219, 209. Like it lands too long? So maybe we go like this. It's a little below the feet. I think we go somewhere like here and then maybe overpower this. Only 102, but I just needed to climb. I just needed to climb this hill. That's the thing I'm not sure of when it comes to like the firmnesses and everything, is like, how is that going to play? Okay. Nice, nice. All right, went on that par train, but we've sure turned it around in the middle of the round here. This doesn't seem like a good idea, right? Don't think so. Because I think it's going to be, even with it being extremely firm, I think that that's going to be not so nice. The problem I'm foreseeing here is that the nice angle requires a little bit of finagling. Let's see. Is there anything we can do? Send it, Casey? Yes. Wise caddying. I'm gonna play for... gonna take a little bit off this 3 hybrid. Just try and run it down here left and hopefully get into like... Oh, that's a nasty kick. I was gonna say get into flop territory. That's about as poor as it could have gone. Just about as poorly as it could have gone. Come back down the hill? Backstop it? It's extremely fast, so of course it would stop on a red slope. That makes sense. Cool. Cool. Love that. Was it 25%? Yeah, nice. We're gonna tap it. Tap it out here. Cool. Can't see. Oh, that was so close. That was really not a bad effort from there. I just can't believe it's out of the rough. So it doesn't have backspin, so it should have the momentum, like physics, man. Physics. Go up the hill, down the hill. How does it... Extremely fast out of the heavy rough. We're gonna sit? You kidding me? And like, you can't go out here because it's not gonna spin enough sideways because of the tailwind. It carry to about 110, get the bounce. Big bounce and a little... I actually think this is the play. I think this is the play. Just get like pin high right of it. I thought with the tailwind and the speed and everything it was going to release, but I guess... I'm the idiot. That always sucks to find out, you know? Always sucks to find out that you're the idiot. Come on, man. Felt like it all swung back at the end, but apparently just a hair outside. Womp womp. Alright, par 5, right? Yes. Is it gettable? Absolutely not. But we're gonna full send it. Overpowered power drive. Oh, we got 106? Come on, JB, get fired up. It's not, I know it's not 108, but like, thoughts? Pretty good. It's pretty good. I only have 340 yards to go. I mean, it was a completely meaningless power drive, but we did it. That is the key. That is the key. I'm not a known power, well, I power drive. I'm not a known overpowerer. That's a mouthful. It's gonna come left, and the wind's gonna keep moving it, and I'm gonna stay here, but I need to give it some D-loft, because I foresee spin. Distance control good, wind read bad. Bounce forward, will zip back. Oh, finally getting a spin that goes up the hill, but towards the hole. I feel like I'm always going up the hill away from the hole. So, that's a nice change of pace. Is it really gonna break that much? Is it? Is it? Because 44 is not a ton of hitting. Still overread it. Gosh darn it. We went on a pretty good streak there of sinking the putts, and just in the last little bit, they've all been just off. They've all been just off the mark. Alright. Another drivable. It's way up the hill. I think you choke it. I think you choke it down. Now, how you get this there with the way that this all swings left to right, we're probably ending up behind this dumb wall. But no guts, no glory. Oh, that's too much club. Those initial bounces were massive. See, it's kind of not like a crazy line, so like just get it on the green and let it roll. Get it on the green, let it roll. I think that's the play. No, I love that I can't tell what my swing power is because I'm at a weird camera angle. I love hitting it 11% further than I needed to. That's my favorite. Nice. Yeah, we'll just go on a great run and then we'll ping pong our way home for the last few holes. Love it. So dumb. So dumb. All right, one final approach shot. One final approach shot. We kept it in play. Uphill, wind at the tail, big bounces, some releasing, some... just all the fun stuff. Just all the fun stuff. It's going right to left. I want to be out here. Crisp quads to bring it home. Not much else you can do there, I feel like. Alright, 41%. Tip tap, tip tap. Underswung. But that one bleeds in. Alright, so I guess I had started overreading them by, like, literally a touch. Not the worst, but definitely off the leaders on that final round. Not bad though for, you know, we've been playing a lot of the casual stuff. Look at that. We got lob shots now. We'll have to see how that goes. I don't have any of the upgrades for it though, so it's probably a dumb shot to try. But not having to hit opposite for the flop. Yeah, they gave us drawers something. All right, a nice 11 strokes off the lead. But in fifth. So, yeah. That's pretty good. That last round's very, very tough. As you can see, the people that shot in the double digits ahead of me are all very, very good players. Look at that last round of yours, JB. 4 under. I mean, honestly, I'm seeing 5, 5, 6, 6, 4, 7, 3, 3 even in the top 20. So it's not as absurd as you're maybe making it out to be. All right, let's take a look at the stats real quick. Like, is it because of our proximity? It's not because of our proximity. Honestly, it wasn't because of our putting either. I mean, what was our proximity on the last round? 25.6, 23.3, 30. Okay, round 2, 34-foot proximity. But probably because I think the proximity is also a little bit skewed because of some of the drivables. Yeah, 84%. That's not bad. Not the best, but it's not bad. Top 10. Furs, decent. Slightly better than average. Yeah, I think proximity was probably high. Proximity was still probably a little bit high there. One putt 62. Yeah, that's where putting was where we kind of lost it. As is always the case. 10 eagles though, abnormally high. In fact, it's the most. It's the most. I just didn't birdie. Leading in proximity, dead last in putting. Now, I know you're talking about yourself because I know I wasn't leading in proximity this week, but that sounds like me. That's like a normal thing. Yeah, 27th out of 40 in your one putts. 23 birdie percent. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit low relative to the guys ahead of me. Such a high birdie conversion. 89, that's absurd. 10 eagles is crazy, but we bogeyed twice. We chipped in a few times, which is odd, to say the least. Is that an ace or an albie for Woe? That's a long hole-in-one. That's a long hole-in-one. Yeah, I gotta be happy with it. It just gotta find ways to score more and miss less putts. But those green speeds are difficult. I feel like we did a pretty good job with it overall. So that's the first Platinum event. I think as far as next week goes, I'll have to confirm. We will probably be playing Revens on Wednesdays through September, and I guess we'll probably, instead of stacking it with TGC and Revens, we'll probably take it a little bit easy and play some ranked duos if people will have me. Was Revens tourney invite only? I think so. I didn't read if it was. I don't remember seeing anything in his thing about like reaching out to people. I think he was reaching out to people. But he's doing the Reven Cup is what it's called. So it's going to be like tough tracks, really tough conditions all the rounds. He's given cash prizes for validated like hole-in-ones and long hole-outs or crazy long putts, that sort of thing. I think some gift cards for like the top couple people, which I think is why it's not open. I think it's kind of like he's reaching out to people that he trusts. But yeah, so we'll be playing in that, and yeah, we'll see about maybe we'll still play. Maybe we'll still play some of the Plat Exhibition stuff. Maybe we'll leave them, you know, and play some ranked duos. I think it ultimately comes down to what you guys are interested in. So yeah, we'll definitely take it from there. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're normally live Monday through Thursday at that time, sometime around there after I get my son to bed. And then we hop on and we play some video games. We'll be back into Star Wars Jedi Survivor tomorrow night, so I'm looking forward to getting back into that. We have gotten performance stuff, I think, worked out. So should be a good time. Looking forward to that. And yeah, we'll be back to golf on Monday. And like I said, Reven stuff will be coming up. Stay tuned in Discord for any announcements regarding extra streams as we get into September with some other content. I'll have some more news very, very shortly. Awesome to watch. Dominates so well, Colton. Yeah, but it's like a weird thing because we're so low ranked. So it's like most of the time it's pretty easy. But I do like the ranked duos. It's fun to hop in with people from stream. I know that people like jumping in and playing with streamers as well. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna go to somebody that I haven't watched in a long time, but I know him from a long ways back. He normally does a lot of like Mega Man speedruns and things like that, but he's playing some 2K25. He's in our world now. So let's go say hi to him, give him a little surprise. His golfers, and he's playing the players, looks like career mode. His player's name is Rogaine. Brilliant. All right, let's go say hello to Profection. Have a wonderful rest of your Wednesdays. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Bye.